Y'all gotta check out this new Prime MVP Derrick Rose build with a 94 driving dunk, but also a 90 driving layup for Hall of Fame Acrobat. 94 driving dunk we know is OP. You get the big dunk meters and all of the good contact dunks. Also have 85 vertical for the small guard contact dunks, but anytime you get a little meter, you can acrobat out of it with Hall of Fame Acrobat. This build has brought the fun back into 2K for me this late in the year. This build is hella fun to use, a slasher, Derrick Rose type of build with a big driving dunk and the high driving layup. You don't see those paired up too often. So y'all been going crazy about this build over on Twitter, so I had to get this build out quickly. So in today's video, we're going to be going over how I made this build and any corrections that I would have you guys make if you guys thought about making this build yourself. So go ahead and drop a like on today's video, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and let's go ahead and get into it. And real quick, before we get into the builder, these are the animations that I'm rocking. They're mostly Derrick Rose animations, and be sure to check out his layup style. I don't know if it's like underrated or whatnot, but I've been using it in the Euro step contact dunks that I've been getting out of this package. Look pretty insane. All right, to make this build, I went point guard, 6'3", 170 pounds, and a max wingspan. He does look a little skinny, so if you want to up the weight, I'll show two different versions of him getting some strength for some fearless finisher, but I'm gonna show you guys my exact build for right now. For finishing and the physicals, we all know 94 dunk is OP, but whenever you add in a 90 layup for Hall of Fame Acrobat on top of that, so whenever you get a small meter, you can acrobat out of it and still be able to finish at the rim, leads to really diverse slashing. So 94 driving dunk for the fat dunk meters and the good contact dunks, but also the 90 layup for not only the good layup packages. I've been using Derrick Rose with his Euro steps and hop steps, but you get any layup package you want and all of these Hall of Fame finishing badges, along with that 85 vertical. I figured since I'm making Derrick Rose, I need that small guards dunk package that not a lot of people see, and the more dunk packages you have, the more animations you can get to dunk on them. And then if you're dunking on them, even if you have a small meter, you can acrobat out of that and get a good acrobat layup. So if you're dunking on them and you get a small meter, but it's still a contact dunk, they're in the contact dunk animation, so they can't contest your acrobatic layup. We gotta shoot to some capacity, so I went ahead with an 86 mid-range and a 76 three-pointer for bronze agent threes, silver badges, all this and that, gold catch and shoot. But 86 mid-range is really good. I'm really looking to shoot mids on this build, and if you're starter 3, you do get Patty Mills at the 86 mid-range. I was using Kyle Lowry, now I just bounced to Markelle Fultz. I like Markelle Fultz a lot better. But whenever you're dunking, acrobating, and doing all this, they're definitely gonna sag. Y'all see it in the clips, they're like sitting way back, and I'm still like Euro stepping all over them. But you need to be able to shoot comfortably on this build on a slasher, because if you can't shoot and they're just sitting paint, it's gonna be an annoying game for you. For playmaking, we got 75, 75, 92 for gold unpluckable and gold handles for days. I did put speed with ball on this build, but just because it goes up to 72 already, and you know, going 75, you get those silver badges, and it's Derrick Rose, so I figured the build needs speed with ball. I don't have speed with ball in the clips that you guys see because my speed with ball just isn't upgraded. I just didn't worry about upgrading it yet, but I will upgrade it for the content. I think the speed with ball in the clips is somewhere in the 40s, and that got me thinking maybe I'll make a small guard that's 6'4" or under with no speed with ball and see how that thing looks. 75 passing accuracy. Derrick Rose wasn't a crazy passer, but this is enough. I would have loved 77, but 75 is cool. You get the Sabonis passing style, and I hate having 0 defense, so I got all bronze defensive badges with 75 prim. We do get bronze clamps too, and a 68 block is actually really nice. You can actually get decent blocks on this build, especially with the wingspan. This dude has crazy long wingspan. Does not look like Derrick Rose. It looks like alien Derrick Rose with the wingspan, but if I'm going small, I need to have some type of defense. I like that wingspan. I like that block. It's been working out pretty well for me. Physicals, 81 speed, 73 excel, making sure we're hitting all of those thresholds in the physicals. And this is my exact Derrick Rose build right here. Make sure you get a free throw on your slashers. I'm sick of going into random rec. They make slasher builds with no free throws. You're going to draw fouls on this build. Make sure you have free throws and a comfortable free throw animation. The only thing that this build is missing out on is fearless finisher. I get no type of fearless finisher on this build, and I will miss some weird like contested acrobatic layups. I don't know if fearless finisher can stack on top of acrobat. I'm not sure, but if I have a 90 layup, having some form of fearless finisher on this build would be dope. And the build already looks freakishly skinny, so if you guys do want to bump up the weight at least to 75, you could drop the mid to like 84. You still get, you know, Markelle Fultz base, and you can start to upgrade this strength and get bronze fearless finisher, and then you can upgrade or up the weight even a little bit more and maybe get silver fearless finisher, because strength on these small guards is pretty cheap. If you up the weight, you can go down even more on the mid-range, but you just have to watch out because you need to be able to shoot on a slasher. Just find that perfect balance for you of a comfortable shooting threshold be able to shoot comfortably on this build because people are going to sit low. You don't want to have that headache of them sitting low. You can't make a shot. So definitely have this, you know, enough. I could shoot on low attributes, so I could rock with something like this and still have silver fearless finisher. Maybe y'all can even squeeze out gold fearless finisher and just be a crackhead at the rim. But already with no fearless finisher, y'all see how I'm finishing at the rim already. Again, make sure y'all got your free throw at a comfortable attribute. You guys don't want to miss free throws on this build because you are going to draw fouls. And you will get the name mid-range slasher on this build, which suits Derrick Rose very well. If you are somebody that does want higher shooting, you can definitely finesse it by finessing with the strength and the layup. Still keeping gold acrobat and Hall of Fame Giant Slayer with Hall of Fame Slithery with the dunk and all that. But gold acrobat and Hall of Fame Giant Slayer, you know, you miss out on the Hall of Fame acrobat for those extra crazy acrobats, but I'm sure gold acrobat will be just fine. I, you know, use it in some of these clips. I grind out the build from bronze badges, but that's if you're uncomfortable with the low shooting attributes. I mean, you guys can personalize this build however you want it, and it's still going to have that effect of having that big meter, having that big dunk meter, and then if you get that small dunk meter, you guys can then acrobat out of it. So that is how to make this Derrick Rose build. I'm not gonna lie, this build has been a lot of fun and it's pretty unique. It's really hard towards this point of the year to come up with creative ways of making new builds. I've been in the builder looking at everything. It's like everything I look at, it's like I've already made early in the year, or somebody already has that build made, or we just seen that build way too many times. But being 94 driving dunk is so popular, normally people pair that up with like a 92-3 or 94-3 ball. Pairing it up now with, you know, the 94 driving dunk and the 90 driving layup, bringing this new content forward with the Hall of Fame acrobating out of, you know, small dunk meters, having, you know, a really good effective build, but it's also new and refreshing. I wouldn't say this is game breaking. This is just having IQ and being able to have the badges necessary in certain situations. Whenever you first hop on this build, it takes a little bit of labbing with the acrobats out of the dunk meter. Sometimes you have to do it really early. Sometimes you have to be really locked in, and as soon as you see the little dunk meter, you have to spam X or square or rotate your right stick to acrobat out of it. And whenever you do rotate your right stick, sometimes, you know, it counts as you holding the dunk meter, so you will just very late a big meter or a little meter. So if you guys do make this build, don't think that you guys can just like hop on it and just like break the game. You might have to lab up and have some trials and errors and some repetitions in there so you guys can really get the feel of the driving dunk, you know, and then acrobating out of the dunk whenever you need it, and then, you know, having the situational awareness of what to do in what situation. But I will say, once you guys get it down, it is very, very effective and very, very fun and very refreshing. I made a build like this last year and pretty much had the same mindset with the dunk meter, but dunk meter's way more OP last year. But I also had, you know, like 96 layup last year. Y'all know how the 2K23 builder went. You could have hella attributes, but I had a hella high layup, so I had acrobat out of the dunk meters last year, and that Derrick Rose, you know, build was one of my favorite builds from last year, so I figured I had to bring it back this year. But more content is on the way. I got a couple builds in the builder already. Got a little power forward and a little small forward type shooting guard type, you know, shooting lockdown build. I have a bunch of, you know, different builds coming to the channel, man. Y'all know I'm in a blessed position to be able to bring these new builds and bring these new contents. If you guys want me to make a certain build, or you guys want me to hop on your guys' personal build, if you guys are comfortable with giving the account information, y'all could holler at me down in the comments or over on Twitter. But with all that being said, man, I appreciate you guys staying till the end of the video, or even if you didn't, man, I appreciate you guys for clicking on the video. Thank God every day. I thank you guys every day. I'm very appreciative of everything you guys have allowed me to do in this life, man. Make sure y'all like the video, and as always, man, it's been Koza, and I'll catch you on the next one.